Now, the Gender Ministry has condemned the interference of traditional leaders in rape and defilement matters. Commenting on the recent defilement of a 4-year-old at Asin Adadin Tim in the Central Region, Acting Executive Secretary in charge of domestic violence at the Gender Ministry, Victoria Nachu, said cases like these are under the purview of the police and should not even be reported to traditional authorities. She chided the mother of the victim for reporting the matter to the chief of the town, who later has been accused of obstructing justice. Victoria Nachu was speaking in an interview with Aisha Ibrahim on Joy News' current affairs show PM Express.
The ministry in previous times has rolled out a whole lot of sensitization programs. We've done a lot of community debates. We have had programs with men as change agents so that we'll get this attitudinal change so people can understand the issues. We have done a lot of sensitizations. We will not stop the sensitization program. We will continue. We engage men as change agents. We even engage the journalists, talk show hosts, editors, so they could continue the sensitization process for us, because your voice will go far and wide. We've done all this. We'll continue talking about it. But one more thing is for parents. You know what? The best place to protect a child is the home. I heard a woman say she went for a funeral. The question is, who did she leave this poor girl to? It is about parents taking good care of their children. We are too easy to let our children hang around. You walk on the street and you see children the age 4, 5, walking all by themselves, no protection, nothing. So we should encourage parents themselves to take good care of these children, especially the girl child, because they are so vulnerable. We have pedophiles in the system. We have boys and men taking all sorts of aphrodisiacs, and after that, they want to experiment anywhere else. So it is up to us as parents. We are seeing difficulty in prosecution, in the police taking its rightful actions against perpetrators. What we can do as parents and as community is to be sensitized and also to take steps to protect our children.
Well, you made mention, and that's very interesting point, that you've been having a lot of sensitization programs just to create awareness and make sure that people understand what's going on so they can protect themselves from being victims of them. And it looks like we're still having more of the issues happening. Is it that our strategy is not working and we may want to consider changing that strategy?
Well, we'll have to look at the whole issue of the sensitization process once again. A new administration is in place. We intend rolling out a whole lot of sensitization and awareness raising programs differently. It's also about, you see, when you have incidents happening and perpetrator accountability is not stringent enough. Sometimes people think they can walk away even after committing crime. So we'll still urge the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit to intensify its efforts, especially at the prosecution side, because sometimes the prosecution aspect and convictions is able to deter perpetrators from continuing the crime.
Meanwhile, a human rights activist, Dennis Armour, has blamed the situation on poor law enforcement. He expects the police to be proactive in dealing with rape, defilement, and other second-degree felony offenses that are swept under the carpet.
With respect to rape, the minimum sentence is 5 years, and the maximum is 25 years. And with respect to defilement, it is 7 years minimum and 25 years. And you note something interesting there, that apart from the minimum level, the sentence is almost the same for rape and defilement. And the difference with the minimum level is just a difference of 2 years, which perhaps requires a second look, because the same offense committed against the child is much more grave and deserves more attention, particularly considering that children are vulnerable and are likely to attract such sexual attacks or defilement. Now, if you therefore want to provide greater protection for children who, in some cases, are even threatened, to prevent them from reporting the offense, then I believe the sentence for it must be much harsher than it is for rape.
We have been trying, all of us, to come to terms with news that an 18-year-old man is walking freely after defiling a 4-year-old girl because a chief in that area, Asin Adadientem, in the central region, says the gods of their area have cleared the perpetrator to be innocent of the crime. What interventions are therefore available for the victim?
Well, you should ask yourself what our police service is doing about something like this, and if they indeed exist, the presence of the police in such a community or of any governmental footprint in such a community, because things like this should not be happening at all if you have the appropriate law enforcement agencies in the country, because criminal justice is not left to chiefs. Now, the Courts Act and our Alternative Dispute Resolution Act provide some room for even alternative dispute resolution mechanisms to be applied to criminal cases. But there is a qualification there that you cannot have it for such offenses like rape, or defilement, which is a second-degree felony. And so a chief has no business settling an offense like that. And if that is the case, you should ask yourself, it is not as if the chief has gone to rescue him